Hi everyone, welcome to my space. I'm Freedom. Let's dive into data. Last week, I showed you how pivot tables can turn chaos into clarity. Not just that, I walk you through the process of using pivot tables to add calculated fields to summarize your data as well. Today, I took the same data set and brought it to life with this sales performance dashboard, as you can see, using pivot tables and pivot charts. And now I'm going to walk you through the process of how I was able to achieve this dashboard just using pivot tables, pivot charts, and a little bit of formatting to just spice it up a little bit. But without wasting much of our time, without talking much, you could like, subscribe if you're just joining us, and get your data set from the description below, and let's get started. Hey guys, this is the data set we're going to be working with, and here you could find the orders, the dates, the products, category, region, sales, quantity, and costs. This is the data we have. And first off, to prep our data, let's convert it into a table. That's Control T. We use my table as headers. Okay. So you can see our table that's been converted to a table already. And this is our date product. What I plan on adding is two extra columns where our year and our month is going to be inserted into. So on here, we're going to be using the text formula. The text function is text, and the value is our dates, comma. And the format we want our month in is going to be a short form that's 3Ms. So this is our month. So this is our month column. This is our month column. I'm going to add the year as well using the same text function. This is our date. Then for our year, y. That's our dates function. So we're able to extract our year and our months using the text function from our data set. So our data set is ready right now. Up next, we have to insert our pivot tables. So let's go to insert and click pivot tables. So it already picked up our data for us. So we're going to use a new workbook. Okay. So our pivot table is open right now. As you can see, our rows and values column filter. So out here, we're going to do a little breakdown of what we are going to be working with on this data. On this data, we have sales, quantity, and costs. And we're also going to find the profit using the calculated field, which we're going to do right now. So we have the sales, we have the quantity, we have the cost. These are our major KPIs. And they're going to be broken down into years because it's going to be a comparison of both years. So let's put this in mm, rows. Okay. So here, let's insert a calculated field. So go to the field and add calculated field. Here we just say profit. How now profits can be calculated as sales minus costs. That's total sales minus cost. So that's be sales minus costs. Is our cost. So when we add this, we'll see our profit is added totally into this. So let's calculate our year-on-year growth from there. Let's do the comparison. For us to be able to do that, let me bring out our data. So our key performance indicator. Our key performance indicators, we have the sales, we have the quantity, we have the costs, and we also have the profits. So let's bring out our data. We have the current year, the CY. Let me use capital letter. We have the CY, we have the previous year. And here is our YoY, which is our year-to-year growth. So our current year is 2024, which is this. Current year for our quantities as well. because all we want is the current year values and then our profit as well. So this is our current year. So let's bring out our previous year. Our previous year is this quantity, profit as well. So as you can see, now we have to calculate the year-on-year growth. But first, let's format our data sets using the number formatting. I think you already know how I format my data using this. If it's greater than or equals to 1 million, I want it to be shown as 0.1 decimal place. And if it's in thousands as well, it's greater than or equal to 1000. I want it to be shown as 0.0, which is in 1 decimal place, comma, k. And if it's less than 1000, let's it just be the same. So, okay. So our numbers have been formatted like this. So our year-on-year growth is current minus previous year divided by previous. To get the percentage change to see if there was an increase or a decrease. So I could see we got our percentage, but I want to make it dynamic by adding indicators. But instead of using the formatting, let's use, because once we write an extra word to show that versus last year, this was the increase that happened, or this is what happened prior to last year. So for this, we're going to use the if function. So if this, which is E10, if this is greater than 0, because anything greater than 0 is over the percentage. Greater than 0, I want it to bring in the indicators for me. So Windows plus full stop will bring out our indicator bar. So yeah. So I want to see the up and the down. I'm bringing everything out all at once. So I don't have to do that. Up. If it's less than 0, it will go down as well. And we use the text. So let's bring out the format into which it is going to come out. So we use the ABS, which is absolutes, and we use the numbers because we want to see the absolute number, comma, let's say 0%. No decimal place, so yeah, this is just fine. Um, close our brackets and could see versus last year. So this is how we want our data to show on our dashboard. So we've done that already, as you can see. Can merge this, add a little bit of color, make it bold. Yeah. So this is our percentage change. You can see there was an increase by 30% in sales versus the previous year. 24 increase and also 11% increase. There wasn't much increase in the cost, but the profit also increased by 34%. So which is looking nice already. So these are all the questions we're going to be answering from our data set, and we're going to visualize using our dashboard. So next off, let's do another breakdown of all the things we're going to be needed in our dashboard. So another thing we're going to do is sales by months. We'll just say by month comparison to a year. So the month will be in column and the year will be column, amount will be this. So this will be our sales trend. This will give us our sales trend. This will give us our sales trend. Next we have products. Just have about 3 charts, and the rest was used for our KPIs. This one will be products. Have our file product as well. And for all this, we don't need to use the format. We could just click on normal formatting and format our charts. Like I said, this one is very, very beginner friendly. Even if it is the first time of using Excel, you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to do. It's just the basic steps on how I approach the analysis. This one is products. This is a product breakdown. This one is for products, and we have for region as well. So let's bring out regions. So remove our products, I will bring in region. Our category is going to be our slicers, just like in our first dashboard. So this one is for region. And the next tables I'm going to be bringing in are the ones we use for our KPI cards. You see the little trend on our KPI card. For sales calls for each KPI card, there was a trend on it. So how we're going to do that is it's year on year, but at the same time we needed the quarter. I should have added the quarter on, but I could just get it from our breakdown, because one thing our pivot table is going to do is help us summarize our data and break it down to how it actually is. So this one will be for our sales KPI. Let's do for quantity as well. So all we have to do is copy, paste. So this one will be for quantity. So let's remove sales to quantity. The next one will be for cost. So remove quantity. I'll bring in our costs. And the last one will be for our profits, which will bring us to the end of our pivot tables. So as you can see, we've answered few questions using pivot tables. We were able to summarize few of information from our data sets. And next up, we're going to create a new sheet where our dashboard is going to be placed. So let me name this. This will be our calculations. This will be our calculations. And then here we'll have our dashboard. So let me remove the grid lines. Yeah. So this is how we're going to project our dashboard. So let's get into building our wireframe. So normally I used to get ideas on how to build this, but we already have an idea of what we're trying to achieve, which is this dashboard we're going to build from scratch. So I'll be giving you adding informations on the color we use, the color code, the X code we're going to be using, and then we'll start building our dashboard. So first off, we have to wireframe our dashboard. The idea for the dashboard also, I might also bring it up when I'm editing the video, and I could just show it. But that's just it. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, it's time to wireframe our dashboard. And to do this, normally I would just start building the charts and everything, but I want to show you how to extract color codes from an inspiration or an idea you already have. So let's go to an image color picker from our Chrome. So I'm on my Chrome now. You could search image color picker. I will add this to the description below. So you click on use an image. So let's browse an image, the image we want to be using for this analysis. Okay, so we need this. So out here, it brings out the image you're trying to work from, or maybe like an inspiration you got to work with. So all you have to do is click on the parts where you need the color, and you can extract the color code from there. So that's what I'm going to be using throughout this dashboard to build this dashboard. So this is our background color. So let's impute it. So that's our background color. Go to our custom. I'll add the X code on there. So we got our background color. So the next on our list is to create the actual background for our dashboard. So we're using the shape, which is our rounded triangles. And to get a better view of this, let's reduce this to 80%. This should be about I think this should do. Okay, yeah. Let's get the curve done. It's 80%, so I think this should do. This is long. Uh, let's check this size. I think this should do. Let's increase this to like 30. Okay, so I think this is okay. So now let's change the color of this. Let's extract the color from go to fill, more colors, custom. So let's pick our colors from here. That's the first background color. We go to our clipboard and we place it inside of here. Okay, so we don't want any lines, so off our lines. So I can see we got our background. Up next is our KPI card background as well for our charts. So for our KPI card, we use about 3 by 7, I think about 7 for the weights. So I think this should do. It should do. So let's bring in the color for this as well. So I'll come and yeah. So this is the first background. This is a very, very dark green. As you can see, we remove our lines as well. On a bit of shadow to add like a little bit of give it a different feeling. So as you can see this is here already. So we need 4 of this. So let's have this here. I think it's so cold. So let's get it. I'm going to increase my brightness as well so I can see it clearly. I'm kind of blind and I'm not with my glasses. Try. So this is it. So let's double this. Control click, control paste. Yeah. Can you see? Our work is coming out nice already. So let's create the next one. Our charts. This one will go for our sales. And I think we'll have to increase this a little bit so it accommodates for it. Okay, I think that should do it. And we can increase this a bit too. And we copy this drop down. Now I can reduce this. And I will drop this here as well and reduce it. Let's align this as well. Like I said, I'm kind of obsessed with alignments. It just makes your work better. And you could see everything is coming out nice already. Okay, I think this is good. Then we have a little navigation bar up here. So let's do that as well. Ability navigation bar. Okay. Yes, I think this is it. This is it. So I added few icons that I use to navigate through this dashboard. Let's bring them in. Let's insert them. Insert your pictures so long as they're in the JPEG file or an image format, you can easily get them. Okay. So all we need is this three. Okay. So this here represents our dashboard. This represents our analysis, our calculations, and this one will also represent our data. So let's align, let's distribute this evenly so that they are placed properly. Distribute horizontally and yeah, align top as well. So they are all on the same line. Okay. Can you see? It's kind of bright. I want it to be less bright. So let's go to picture formats. I think we have to do that one after the other. Picture formats and transparency. Let's put it in 3. Yeah. Do the same for all of them. So you can see our dashboard is coming on to life. So the next on our list is how we're going to bring in our data from our data, our charts, and all the information we need to visualize into our dashboard. So we'll get right into that. Okay. So now let's label our data set, our wireframe that we did already. So we know where we are placing, where we're going to be placing our charts and our KPIs. So let's insert our text. Let me format this and we could move it around. So no fill, no line. So let's increase this. We need something darker than that. So let's change the colors. Okay. Okay. This should do. So we have our qualities here, our quantity, our colors, and we have our profit as well, yeah. Over here we have our regional sales distribution. Mm. Distribution. Over here we have our monthly sales. Into revenue trend 2023 versus this is 2024. Over here we also have our products. Our products wise sales breakdown. breakdown. So, and for over here, we have our dashboard title, which is sales performance 2023 versus 2024. Okay, I think this should do. I think I included an icon here as well. Let me get it. Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay, and this increases the transparency for the total. So here we have it. So it's time for us to bring in our charts and our details from there. So let's bring in our KPI cards information first. So first off, let's bring in our sales. So I already labeled my data, my cells, so I can easily bring them in. I easily bring them in like this. So this should be quantity. This should be cost. This should be profits. So we're gonna use this for our year on year, but for now let's format the rest. So you can see our dashboard is already coming up nice. So let's bring in our year on year. This is year on year sales. This is our year on year sales. So this will be our year on year quantity. This is our year on year costs. It's our year on year profits. If you see our sales increased by 30%, likewise our quantity increased by 24%, our costs increased by 11%, and our profits also increased by 34%. There was a little bit of increase in the cost, but there was still massive profit increase as well. So to complete our KPI, let's bring in our trends. Let's bring in our trends. Yeah. Okay. So the trend is a quarterly breakdown of our sales. So let's do this. Insert. So it is of our field table, of our assets, of gradients, legend. Let's format this, no field, no line. For this, let's smooth them up. Let's smooth this up as well. Let's reduce this. Let's also reduce this. For this, the color is going to be, let's pick out our colors as well for this. So this is our color. So this will be our color, and this will be the same color, but we want to put it transparent by 50% so we could get the difference. So Ctrl X and Ctrl V. So this is a trend. Let's bring it for the others as well. Also inserts. Processing tokens. It is purple. It's not purple, it's green though. Then light purple came out from my mouth. Okay. So there is it, sorry. No fuel, no line. As for quantity, let's bring in for cost and profit as well. Mm, okay. So no fuel, no line of our axis, gradients, and trend. Also of our field butters. Smoothing our line. Smoothing our line as well. This is 2 and our green. For the previous year, this is 2. Same grain, but it's by 50%. Ctrl X, Ctrl V. There's for costs. Okay, let's do for profits before we move to other charts as well. So don't waste so much time. Try as much as possible to explain each step so we don't get to do any mistake. And you can see how I was able to bring out our colors using the image color pickers. Scroll this, bring this here. So this one for our profit as well. So next up, let's bring in our monthly revenue. So this is our monthly sales trend. So let's bring it to our charts. So this is our chart here. So of our field list, we'll leave our legend like this, but put it on top. And to bring it to the side here. So I don't want this to be a one decimal code, so let's reduce it. Okay. Yeah. Let's put in the outliers as well. Those are outliers. The present here is the darker will be for 2024 will be the main green. While 2023 will be the green with faded. That will be transparent as well. So we want to keep it consistent all over what we're doing, because it has to be very consistent throughout what we're doing. Done that this reduces. All the lines should be obvious, but yeah. No line. Yeah. So for this, you can here choose. Yeah. So this should do. This is our monthly trend, and the next year is our regional sales. We have the products. Let's bring in the products. So most of the charts are comparison between themselves. They're mostly comparison. So let's off this. Our legend, let's take it to the top as well. So the colors like we did before. Previous year we make same color but about 50% transparent as well. And our grid lines, and do the same for the figures as well. So yeah, no fear, no very line. So it's a little comparison between the years. That's what we've been trying to achieve all through our dashboard. So what I'll do is I'll try to overlap them to get closer. I think this should do. Yeah. So you could see how many products didn't meet, didn't perform like the others. You can see the comparison on here. So the next is our region, which we also do. Let's format this was our region. Let's insert the chart as well. The words on our legends. It's not a must because we already know what each color stands for across the chart, but still we just have to leave it there. What we're doing, I think this should do. Colors. Yeah, about this should do. Ctrl X, Ctrl V. Auto remove the background, no fill, no line. I think I took this off. We can also increase the size and add a little overlap. Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, we are able to achieve our dashboard. I think what is left here is our slicers. And I think I already have a formatted slicer already. I don't want to take much of our time again with slicers. That's why most times I just design the slicers ahead of time. Let's bring in our slicers, assets, sizes. Our sizes are going to be category. We have two categories, which is this, and this is the formatted sizer. I just need to make our columns two and remove the header as well. Control X. If you're just joining us, so far we've been able to do a lot of things on this dashboard. As you can see, we're able to get the monthly revenue trend, the product wise sales breakdown, the regional sales distribution, the sales quantity, cost, profits. We're able to get them and also understand the year on year growth to see how they grew from the previous year. So as you can see, this is a sleek looking visualized dashboard that I think everybody should know how to. I wanted to add a date, so we could use the today function from bracket close brackets. So I want this, in 4. Okay. So I'll put dates. That's why, yeah, just to add something to it. Equals dates. Add our dates here. And let's connect this. That's for navigation. We link it. A place in the document. This is for dashboard. So click OK. We'll link this as well to a place in the document. This will act as our calculations. And this as well, we link it to our data sets. Place in the document. This one will be data. So now when you want to see the data, all you have to do is just a click. And you can also include the navigation bar for every bar you want to do. You want to see your calculations, you put this. This is for our dashboard. So, but just in case you also want it on other places, you can easily just copy. You can easily just copy. Can easily just copy and paste around here. Let's paste it here. I'll paste another one here. So what it does is take you from year to year easily for easy navigation. So as you can see, this is a well-functional dashboard. I forgot to link our slicers, report our slicers to all the pivot tables. Okay. So when I click on electronics, you could see the breakdown. And when I click on electronics or accessories, you could see how it changes. And that is why it's good to have our sizers. Our sizers makes it functional, makes it very good to use. And I know with this straightforward tutorial, you are able to understand how you could go about your Excel projects if you're finding it hard. But if you're just joining us, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Freedom, and I'll be sharing tips on Excel, Power BI, and other data analysis tools that has helped me grow myself and also to help you grow as well. So anyways, if you join us, like, subscribe, share. We've come to the end of today's tutorial. I love you all. Thank you for the love. And let's keep sharing. Share it to all your friends. Share it to every other person you think will need this and is very essential for them. Thank you all and have a good night, good morning, and good day. Bye, guys. Bye bye.